been set up properly. He just needs to push the stream key, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's going. Caleb, Eric's not here.
Yeah, let's.
Should we do my meme intro?
Yeah, and we also need to get all the words that gets us demonetized instantly. So if you have any, just throw them out there now, because this is where no one is listening except our core audience, right? And we usually get talk.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I've got it. Okay. Do you want to do the intro, Caleb, or shall I?
No, you go, and then we're gonna do the first segment is gonna be Mifune's complete disappointment thing. So then we're off for the.
Oh god. Okay.
So whenever he unmutes this, because
Yes, we are completely suppressed on audio too. That would be fun. So we sit here
on the
screen and no.
Already has the audio on.
Okay, it looks like we're open. So first thing I'm going to do is apologize to everyone.
No.
Eric's not here. He's run out. Eric's run out on us and left us to do this. But welcome to Push to Talk. And yeah, this is the talk show dedicated to the NetEase game Eve Echoes this week.
Yeah, we are going to talk Echoes all of the show.
The answer is no. Echoes is just.
I'm sorry. We joked about doing this, and
Well,
everyone's like, unsub, leave the chat. Everyone's leaving.
Woo! And it's gone. We just lost 50 viewers. Good job there, Bart.
Hey, Caleb, we knew we were taking a risk doing this, right? Like,
yes,
me and Dirk literally said this.
And I just fell straight into it because I was having flashback to the other day when it was Matterall pushing me into the fucking show and leaving me there with Rich Richmond. So I just thought that when Eric is pretty much doing the same, pushing us into the room, going, "Have fun, guys." It's like, okay, is this like what version 2, round 2?
Yep. Yeah. No. Okay. No. We're not talking Echoes, really. To be honest.
Too late.
Too late. We lost
done.
Everybody.
To everyone that's left, I think we should segue into the actual show and let Mifune tell us what we were just doing before the show started.
So what we were doing before the show started was my absolute disappointments of this week. My absolute disappointment. So my first disappointment, Test loses at Crabbing Super 5 minutes before the KVN fight begins. Yes, things happen. Yes, people are dumb. But when you have like a super T1 hyperspatial fit Nyx and you lose it in your home region 5 minutes before one of the biggest fights of the war, either you're botting or you are extremely talented at multi-boxing and max crabbing while also shooting a keep star and 10% tie-dye.
What's more
wow,
likely?
man.
Seriously, Mifune, what is more likely of those two?
Botting. Because it's a problem in this game that everyone has talked to absolute death.
Well, it's becoming relevant again. Is just all I'm going to say. I think it's fairly relevant what's going on in that region that is just going massively crazy with numbers.
I mean, we all saw the NER that came out. What day was it? I honestly forgot.
the economics?
Something, I think. Wasn't it 26?
Yeah. There's some regions in there that are still pretty heavily going in the radding side. And the first thing people said was, "Oh, bots then." That was everyone's first response.
Yeah, and you were with me on voice when I was basically pointing out that I am having massive flashbacks because up until now, a lot of things are starting to look very similar to the first Casino War. This is or the first. Let's rename that thing, shouldn't we? They like to call it World War B1 and World War B2. I would say that it's Dirty Money War 1 and Dirty Money War 2.
I'm not going to go that far. Oh, Wild Cypher's joined us.
Hey,
Is this our Eric stand-in for the day?
Eric was here, but he's not. I can't make fun of him as well because he won't fight back.
No, he's run
Doesn't
out.
that make it
No.
more fun? No, but that was your disappointment number one, Mifune, and of course it took us down the whole innuendo of Dirty Money War 2. I insist on calling it that because I think you're going to see a complete rerun of the last war on the other side of it. Team Security have been, in my opinion, fairly slow for the last year, almost 2, if you look at the actual stats.
They've kind of left themselves wide open for the accusation, right?
A little bit, and I'm just thinking, are they collecting for one of those big unholy rage things? I think so. I could be wrong, could be proven wrong, and then I'm gonna officially come on show and eat another hat. But aside from that,
Just
the
a normal
other disappointment
week,
is a little bit more important because this has complete relation to the actual war. That's the war/not war that's going on right now.
I believe, funny thing about the war, and I know this is going to be a tangent here, but on Theta Thursday, we had Mike Flood, who came on and was talking about the war effort. And one of the favorite analogies that I came up with during that stream was what Test is doing on this war is they are coming up to Delve's doorstep. They are putting a brown paper bag full of dog poo, and they are lighting it on fire with a lighter, and then they're going to ding-dong ditch the house and leave.
That's a great analogy. I love that.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what's going on right now with Delve, man. I mean, they're just ding-dong ditching the house and leaving. That's all they're going to do.
God.
Wasn't that also what was happening on Reddit this week? The whole Asher trying to step into the Reddit scene, and then someone had put one of those poop bombs, and it just completely blew up in his face.
I mean, that's just a clusterfuck. Right?
Reddit in
the
general,
entire Reddit this week.
Reddit in general is meant as spinner's paradise, and something like Asher's post tried to spin without spinning at the same time. You know, more of a bit of metagaming, a bit of like the whole Grr storylines, Puppy Wood Chipper go burr, like the spinning, while also addressing the not so role play aspect of the game. And it was a great post. While as well, everybody who read that post took it at face value like they do best and continued to spin it.
They spun it completely out of proportion. Oh, it was a midnight aphorism, right? It was one of those midnight thoughts that you then want to share with people, and you suddenly get this idea of writing either a post or an actual article. And it was fairly decently written. It has some really good points. It did mix together a few things with culture and warfare. But of course, he's like always going to talk warfare. That's what he does. But then the whole Reddit thing just took it and ran with it and just spun it completely out of proportions. As I said earlier, when I was covering this, it felt like when your English teacher is telling you about phallic symbolism and Freudian reading of poems. It's like, I don't see that. Where is that?
English teacher?
My teacher was not English, of course, but it's in English lit that you get this experience of someone taking the analysis way too far out. Actually, of course, ours was a Danish teacher, but we had this standing joke in what must be equivalent to high school, that a few of my classmates and me, we tried to take everything we read and then just get her to accept and acknowledge the most preposterous analysis and reading of it, just to see how far we could push her. And this is exactly what I got flashbacks to reading all those posts on Reddit.
So I'm going to make an apology to Eric quick.
Okay. Do you make fun of me?
We tried the joke intro about this being the Echoes focused show. And the viewership went from 110 to 70.
Oh, well, we're back up to 117. You're cool.
They came back.
Hey, I'm gonna, we talked in the pre-show, and by the way, I apologize to everybody. I got an emergency work call, actually. So that's why we were a little late, and I had to deal with that, and I brought the guys on live. I'm going to give CCP or whoever we want to give a little shout-out, because I always complain they never advertise their games properly, and I'm out there playing one of my stupid little golf games in the car on my phone the other day, and man, like 10 times I get an ad for Eve Echoes. So,
are you playing Eve Echoes though?
What?
You're actually playing Eve Echoes?
No, I'm not, Scythe. You don't even play Eve. Why the fuck are you here?
I'm playing Eve Echoes.
See, that's why he came back.
Oh,
yeah,
I came on because I can play mobily while I'm doing adulting things because I'm too busy to sit at a computer for that long.
I'm having an unboxing.
What are you unboxing?
This might be a whole thing of cigars.
Ooh.
So Eric actually has.
I actually have 3 or 4 of those at my house.
So that means I'm going to start doing things again. So I'm excited.
Oh, you get personal time again? What the hell happened?
Time.
I'm about to have no personal time.
I have been extremely low stress for the last week, so things are going well in my thing. In my thing, that sounds so terrible, right?
You've given me all your stress. That's all I can tell you.
Did I give you? Well, you're buying a house.
I'm buying a house. I just put an offer in on a house literally 20 minutes ago.
I want to take this moment here because I've known Scythe for a very long time, and I met Scythe. And it's
you've known me technically before I was an adult.
I know. So, how old were you when we were?
I was like 17, I think, when I first started with our first corp we played together with.
Yes.
So you've known me for like a decade.
So I've known him for a decade. Scythe was a young pup when he joined, and he listened to all the adults.
Yeah.
He was not. He wasn't like an upstart. He was excited. He was a young guy, but he was a great guy. And
Eric,
what
is that by any chance a dig at Mifune?
No, this has nothing to do with that.
Feels like it. Seriously, it really
I think we should make fun of Mifune, though.
No. This is truly about Scythe, guys. Young guy, and really, I mean, as an old guy, right? It's fun to watch somebody grow up, and so we've watched, Scythe go from living with his mom and dad to buying his own house. Being the guy at work, getting promoted, doing all those great things. So it's like super exciting, and that's one of the things that is, and the tie into Eve is, I met him through Eve. We're real life friends. He's a great guy, and it's a friendship that was built because of Eve that hopefully lasts many, many more decades. I hope becoming your wedding someday. So
I got on here to make fun of you mostly.
I know you did, but that's okay. You can make fun
But you
of
weren't
me.
here, and I couldn't attack you without being able to defend yourself.
By the way, so we went to Permanis the other day just to jab back at you because that's worse than anything you could say about me.
Eric, we have a spin-off chain here that's making their own Italian bread and shit, and it's owned by a former Pittsburghian. We'll learn soon.
Yes, you will have it soon.
Eric, how many times did you break the law and actually take him out drinking before he was allowed to?
Never.
Eric met me when I was of drinking age in Vegas, I think, for the first time.
Wow.
Do I hope? Yeah. If I got to go to purgatory, I'm going with Scythe because
we're gonna just make fun of D.
Plus, Scythe and I have almost died together with another Eve person.
We've almost died twice together.
Yeah.
Just saying. I think there's actually a specific part of purgatory set aside for Eve players.
It's the purgatory where you're just waiting for the servers to come back online for 14 hours straight.
In load screen.
You just keep getting emails about all those free skill points you're gonna get, but the server never comes back.
No. It's worse than that. It's like a Bart Ghost story about getting kicked out of the fight and then trying to log in, and when he got in, he just get kicked out again.
Hey, our curses, yes, down there in Fort Lauderdale, there absolutely is one, and there was one temporarily, I think, in Hilton Head as well. But yes, they are phenomenal.
The company I work for keeps attracting people from the Permanis home area, and so they are just trying to get that restaurant restarted here, from what I can tell.
That'd be most excellent.
Dude, we have so many Steelers fans and shit in this area now. It's bad.
We are everywhere.
They're kicking the Panthers fans' butt, like just as far as flags on cars and traffic.
See, this makes me disappointed that I grew up in Philadelphia and moved to North Carolina, and so I'm tied between being a Panthers or an Eagles fan.
Are you in NC right now, my boy?
For crying out loud.
Yes, I am actually in NC right now. Yeah.
What is your time to Raleigh?
About 20 minutes. I'm like right outside.
Ding,
You
ding,
need to
ding,
go
ding.
get at some point, man. I'm in the town no one can pronounce. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. Okay,
We're
I know. You're I know what you're in. We have a nickname for your town.
Yeah,
What letter does that town start with? Just to make sure.
It starts with an F.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 words, and you can't pronounce it.
You can't. No one who has moved here. I moved here 4 years ago, and I can barely pronounce it for the life of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Push to Talk, where we talk about towns we can't pronounce.
We'll talk about the best brewery ever that's in said town.
He can't go to that. He's too young.
I can't. I'm 19. It's the sad boy hours that I cannot drink.
You're a sad child.
Mifune, just come to the next fan fest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh wait, hold on. There isn't one next
20.
year.
Wait. Here's the thing: is like in Iceland, it's also 20. So like, it doesn't matter. I have to turn 20 first, and then I will go to FanFest when I have the
there's
money.
not one next year, so there's
Goon meet in London.
Fake ID, but some people have tried that, and it kind of works. College ?
So
No, seriously, Goon meet in London. It's 15 in London, right?
Yeah, something like that. With an
18.
adult.
Isn't it 15 unless it's actually in a bar? I'm pretty sure it's 15.
if you're with family.
Oh,
do it count as being close enough to be family?
Hell yeah.
Sure. Oh, Eric, I got to hang out with Philly. He came up to the beach because he got redeployed to NC as well.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah. He came over to the vacation house, and we were all up there drinking, playing board games and shit.
Oh, yeah, thanks for inviting me, dickhead.
And you're invited to come. It's just like a 7-hour drive, and we planned it last minute. You won't go beach? We go beach not next weekend, but weekend after.
Yeah, I think no, I have a thing. I do. Yeah. I do. I would come.
I just wanted to tell you I'm adulting hard, and that's why I haven't been on ever. I haven't played video games in so long.
I know. So buying a house is tough.
Well, it's not that. It's just relationship plus buying a house plus trying to get another position and moving up. And
girlfriend and house and work. Yeah. Oh.
How adult?
I'm adulting so hard.
I know.
It's crazy. What's next? Kids?
So now you have
wedding probably.
Mifune to help bring him to adult land as we did with you.
Mifune, listen to Eric.
No.
And question what he says, but at least listen to the advice. He gives good advice. I'm not joking.
Oh, by the way, I'm curious because I had something on this topic earlier this week on Twitter, where we were talking about other young EVE players that started playing EVE way, way, way too young.
Mm-hmm.
And I was told that
well, like anyone who gets on it.
Pretty much, I'm continuing the trend of hitting Mifune indirectly, right? So on this Twitter, he
Eric, that sounded oddly sexual.
It was pointed out that he was allowed to play EVE Online at 8:14, I think, because it didn't have any blood and gore. And I just pointed out, is this one of those examples of extremely bad parenting?
Why is Bombers Bar here? But welcome,
what the fuck
welcome.
just happened to chat?
We just got Bombers Barred, which
we
is
just
great.
got Bombers
Hey,
Barred.
Bombers Bar, thank you for the views.
That's hilarious.
Welcome to us making fun of Mifune for being underage.
Yeah, welcome.
You know, my super has been dropped on by Bombers Bar twice, and you were successful twice. You were successful once. Successful once, failed once. I was.
So it's 1-1.
Hey,
yeah,
it's 1-1. Bring it.
I love Oxen's reply.
T-I.
Can you bring it again?
T-I-D-I. Do you pronounce it titty or tie-dye?
I
it depends on the context.
Horrible. Game
Right.
killing.
Well, it usually happens when people show up with their tits.
Jesus Christ, Caleb.
Dim some titty in EVE Online. Is that what you're saying?
It's
There's
a
some
titty.
big
It's a
titty
titty fight.
in
It's a
EVE
titty
Online?
fight.
Yeah, you know, if this fight's gonna have a lot of titty in it,
Can we call it a muffin top fight? Because pretty much during all the tie-dye fights, it's just everybody slapping each other's muffin tops.
no.
Oh god.
You
Sorry,
know,
you broke
yes.
me.
comedy,
Hey,
but Mafood
is he picking on the rest of us?
I
Yes.
don't know.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I really don't know.
I think he's trying to hit back, but we're just all gonna go get
Not
drinks.
successful.
Well, in other related week news, the Pappies were actually bringing the titties, right? Well, or they were moving them at least.
Pappies?
So here's my question, and I said this earlier this week, and here's my thing with the whole, keep star chain moving, whatever. Here's my question. Goons did the same thing, right? Like, we did the same thing when we deployed up north for tribute, right? We did the same exact thing. But if you think,
but yeah,
it wasn't as big, but like, if you think about it, we were able to move our Titans, our Supers, and our Faxes all at the same time, and we were able to keep all, I think it was 1,000 people-ish, like 1,100 during the first move up. We were able to keep all 1,100 people on a Fortizar successfully tethered in Lowsec when we were moving to KQK. We were able to do it perfectly fine with a Fortizar. Why does Pappy need a Keepstar chain? Why did they need to spend that money to use Keepstars in Lowsec? They could have used Fortizars perfectly fine because they had less people than us. So why didn't they?
probably
I think
because
I
it
could answer
allows
that.
for stuff afterwards, right?
It's also bigger stickers.
I mean, there is also the morale factor, right? Yeah.
How many?
It was
stars do
kind
they
of
have? I mean,
impressive, even though it was a little bit weird.
I have a question because
there he goes. Brett's got it there.
Like, it's stick swinging, but that's too much, man. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but I'm just like, come on. Like, you don't have to be that much of a freaking showboat, okay? It's the test dropping keep stars like that. It's the same thing as me going to choir practice and having that one kid with the vibrato that just like completely blowing away the solo just to overly do it. Like, it's overkill. It's too much, man.
If you did an actual literal mic drop, I think it would have been okay.
I think we are going to now use. I sense it. My spidey sense is tingling here. We're going to use choir practice and vibrato in a whole different light going forward on this show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
as this is a very factual and well-educated talk about EVE Online, and I said that with a straight face, so don't laugh.
We can't see you.
Have you seen an increase in player count since EVE Echoes launched? Is there actually more people getting on EVE now as new players?
You know what? I haven't looked at the PCU, but looking at it rawly now, it looks higher than last Saturday. I'm going to do EVE Offline.
Okay.
We all are. It's like EVE Offline. Okay, we're going.
It's difficult to measure in the current situation, right? Because a lot of things are downtrending. A lot of alts are lapsing. So we've seen a general downtrend over the past many weeks.
I assume you would see a downtrend due to like job loss and stuff like that due to COVID.
Okay,
but I was wondering if
COVID spiked it.
Players.
Yeah,
well, for the first couple months, sure, but then the job losses started happening.
So, Scythe, looking at it, we are about where we were last week, an hour and a half earlier, and still climbing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's.
Let's have a look at 2 weeks.
Like I really was hoping that it would bring some fresh blood back into the PC version because I've just been trolling that stupid Facebook group, and by stupid Facebook group, EVE Echoes group, and half of the responses to why is this not working? Well, if you played the PC version, it would work better.
Shots fired.
It's like hardcore. It's like, the PC version has all these features and better, and it's actually more fun to play. You should try it. Like, is like the go-to response from all the bitter vets.
Oh, hang on. We have
A wild British person has appeared.
We have some serious Illuminati representation in chat right now.
A pyramid has joined the channel.
We have literally got the New World Order dude in chat.
Does he have the speaking stick though?
Right, calm your tits.
There's no tits. They're still moving.
McLeod's clearly been watching us for the last 5 minutes.
The titty is low right now, McLeod. The titty is low.
McLeod, I want to ask you how good did I do Mifune's nameplate without you?
I didn't even notice it.
I haven't checked it. I literally haven't checked it.
Now.
It's not Comic Sans.
Oh my god!
It's not Comic Sans.
Why is it not word art or something? God, you could have made it so pretty.
Yes, he could have used Comic Sans.
He should have done.
Comic Sans would have been perfect.
Colors.
Have you seen that meme where the guy's driving by the truck with the Comic Sans? Have any of y'all seen that? It's this dude driving in a car and he's talking with his friend and he's like, "Yo, dude, let's make this company and call it Modern Design. What should we name the logo?" "Oh, I don't know. It should be fucking Comic Sans." And it passes the truck and the truck just says Modern Design in like huge font and it's all in Comic Sans.
That is funny as fuck.
Yeah,
But since it's Eric, it would have been Courier, right? And I'm just going to say the reason I'm having all these flashbacks to the last war is because of people like that in chat. Right now, Apothny is in chat.
Yeah, so
we haven't.
When did you last see Apothny?
I last saw him at the last fucking war. That's what I'm pointing out.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
It's bringing back old names.
I feel you.
That's not a bad thing. Let's be real.
And it is. And
where's a war? There's a war.
I mean,
brilliant answer.
That's what they tell us.
That is great.
They
Thank
tell
you.
us.
I don't know. We're still waiting.
I don't know if there's sarcasm in what he's saying or not.
Well, he's not been around, so he might not have noticed.
Yeah.
But no, there's a prologue to war, and I think even Mifune would say that interlude thing too long.
Yeah, okay. So when we, for example,
hold on. Apophany fixed the narrative. He had the narrative wrong. He's got it right now.
Excellent.
What side are you on? I don't know.
Apothny, you should move to Providence. Apparently, that's really fun these days.
Yeah, I hear there's some free real estate.
I mean, literally, it's literally free real estate.
I was trying to avoid doing the exact joke.
There's also some beach real estate that the initiative have left, and no one seems to want it.
Yeah.
I love the beach.
I'm going to ask Apophany a question. Seeing as he says that requires him to log in, which seems like a trap. Are you by any chance just playing Echoes?
No. He's gone serious, right? He's done a reverse Mittani. Right, so Mittani came from the LARP universe into EVE Online, and basically what Apothny is doing is he's left EVE Online to do LARPing.
I hate that word.
LARPing?
Yeah.
Live action role playing.
I just, no. Why can't we?
Rubs you up the wrong way. You've been doing the wrong type of LARPing, clearly.
It's just weird to me.
Mine involves a lot of TD.
Titties?
That's the most precise thing that
it moves
Apothny
really
has
slow.
ever said.
We need to read all the spell instructions first.
You might, you've got I don't know. I want to use a term.
Read chat, guys. This is the most precise thing Apothny has ever said. All of you guys in chat are LARPing because you're playing EVE. That's exactly right.
It's not.
I mean, I'm literally not playing EVE.
I'm not logged in right now. I'm sorry.
I don't even have EVE installed on my computer anymore. It's Wonderful Day. I deleted it like a year ago.
Wow, traitor.
I know, right?
I know. Real life.
I got a job that required way more time than
He
I
still
thought it
craves permanis. Last time he was here, I think he ate it 3 times.
would. We did. It was great.
I'm like,
Actually,
do you
Eric,
really
you know what?
want to go a 3rd time? Yes, I do, Eric.
Eric, you know what I really want though is those fried freaking mushrooms.
From Fatheads? Oh.
Fatheads, yeah, man. God, those were so good. Dude, those even traveled well. Like, I reheated them up like 2 days later, and they were freaking bomb.
That's because the amount of grease that's with them, it seals all the
seals the
interaction with the atmosphere out. Yeah.
It's so good. They're delicious. I've been trying fried mushrooms at all the restaurants nearby, and I cannot find any that are as good.
So what you're saying is, Eric, by the way, guys, so we went to this place that my wife and I have been going to for decades, and we used to go once a week. We went there so often, right? And it's 3 times the size now. It's grown. When you order a side, okay, it comes out on, I don't know, what would you say?
Like a cookie
almost
sheet?
half a sheet cake, right?
Yeah, it's like what you would put like a dozen chocolate chip cookies on to bake.
Yeah, I mean it's like half a sheet cake in size, and it's just mounded up with whatever fries, mushrooms, onion rings, whatever. Boom.
Those mushrooms.
So we order a side, and we're thinking we're gonna get these little sides, right? No, it was like so
It's
huge.
half the table.
Or did you go like, well, they're going to be small, so we best get like 3 or 4.
So
Mhm.
Like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
we ordered small orders of like 4 appetizers plus entrees.
I don't I like to order a little of something, even if you take it home, so you have like almost like a little buffet, right, on your table of whatever you
like a
order.
good experience, yeah. Just experience like what the place has to offer, right?
Well, yeah, but the problem was once we had all these, plates of appetizers out there, we didn't have any room for our plates of actual food.
The appetizers traveled better than the food.
So yeah, it's got a spiciness in that.
Yeah, they put something in the batter or something, and it was so good.
So good, so yummy.
10 out of 10 would eat more.
Now, see, I work at Wendy's, and I'm gonna before I continue with this,
How's Dave doing?
This is not
Dave doing okay?
This is not an endorsement for Wendy's, right? So, right, at my Wendy's, we obviously have our own little recipes that we kind of make ourselves, like, because obviously we eat while we're working there, like, especially when I have like a shift at 11 o'clock in the morning and I wake up at 10:30, I'm gonna eat breakfast before I clock in. So we have our own kind of combinations that we do, and one of them is, we call them Baconator nuggets. And it's kind of the same thing as the Baconator fries, where it's fries, the cheese sauce, the shredded cheese, and then bacon bits, except we replace the fries with a 6-piece nugget. So it's six chicken nuggets covered in cheese sauce, toppled with shredded cheese, and then bacon bits.
That sounds good. That sounds like really good.
And I make it at home too. Like, I will literally, I have an air fryer in my kitchen, and I will literally just go down there. I will take a picture next time I make them. I will take a picture. You can't order it when you go to Wendy's. That's the thing. It's not an actual menu item at Wendy's. It's just something that people in my building
I just need
happen
to know
to make.
which Wendy's you work at, so I can come get this shit.
Like the Regal. The Regal that's like two small towns up from
self-doxing. There you go, guys.
Yes, I do.
What we do?
Is it the one
Don't-
near the high school?
It's sort of. It's the
Or
one
the
near
old
the
high school
Publix. It's
Yes,
the one
I know
near the
exactly
Publix.
where you're at.
Yeah.
Everybody's
The
on. All right,
Regal
they're
up by
taking
there.
notes.
Everyone's
Good.
taking
Hey,
notes to triangulate where the hell I
Can we
live.
have your schedule for next week so we know when to send the police to Wendy's?
Yeah, my
sure, I
schedule is
work
I'm always
tomorrow.
armed and I'm friends with the county sheriff directly. So let's do it.
We're good.
Not to kill the intention, but I think this is because he's serving it up so someone else puts it on Reddit and we can claim that they're doxing.
Sure.
There we go.
Pull on all Mecca. Start claiming everyone's doxing us.
By the way, so we told you how giant this freaking appetizer is, right? By the way, how many people will we have there? 5 or 6?
It was you, the wife, and 2 of the kiddos.
Okay. We could not eat all of one of these appetizers at all.
So
okay.
good.
By the way, they only cost $10.
Yeah, a giant thing of mushrooms was like $8 and change.
10.
Was,
I'm looking at I pulled the menu up, right? Because I'm thinking maybe we need to go tonight.
Fuck you. Hold on, I'll be there in 8 hours. Give me a sec.
We'll wait.
I'll get in the car. I can be there by 9.
The other thing that's really good there is the buffalo cauliflower, but we didn't get that.
Nah, we had enough other buffalo.
They take a head of cauliflower and deep fry it, okay? And then they put their original buffalo sauce and have blue cheese dressing on the sides. It's good.
Alrighty, y'all. Apparently, I have to call my realtor. I will talk to y'all later. Have fun.
All right, brother.
Yeah, sorry.
Enjoy.
Take care. Good luck. All right.
I think we never actually got around to talking about the main issue that Mifune had about the whole delay thing.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I don't think we got the details of that story.
Which one?
Well, the fact that everything that you were expecting to happen is
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much,
this
like,
week
delayed,
just didn't
right?
happen. Okay, so like the whole war effort, right? Obviously momentum has to turn, and like that's just what happens with morale and everything like that. When it comes to wartime, morale and the chugging of the train continues. And the thing is, it's just that this week it seems like the train has kind of really slowed down, and I'm not sure if that's just me, but the train has really slowed down from blue balling fleets to all out whelps to just not any objectives happening. Everything that has happened this week with the war has just kind of like, okay, cool, I shoot you, you shoot me, we go shoot this jump bridge to piss you off and make you form, and it's just it's not there's nothing going on. I mean, the past 3 days I've been streaming New World, and I've been playing Escape from Tarkov the past 3-4 days because there's just nothing going on. Just today, the YTech 2 Q-Star repaired its armor timer. Because they didn't contest it, and yes, test had fleets in other places, but like there was no Q-Star fight today when there could have been one. The objectives just aren't happening, and I don't know why. And Eric was not here when I made this analogy, but Eric, I made a nice analogy that what Test is doing this whole war is they're taking a brown paper bag, shoving dog poo in it, lighting it on fire with a lighter, ding dong ditching the house and leaving. And that's just what it is.
They did manage to like get half of their objective, right? Of their whole demolition crew cleanup founds and stuff, right?
Yeah,
because
and
they kind of succeeded with. They're almost done with the KVN, right? And it's very likely not going to get contested or harassed at all. Maybe. So it's really up to the Y-2 fight that we're kind of waiting for. But you said that's going to be delayed all the way to like
next week because
weekend, right?
From what I can see, and I'm no way in near the kind of league that people like Asher or anybody's in. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But what I am seeing from the outside looking in right now is they are weekend warriors, and they really are. They test numbers are low to begin with. Like everyone's been saying through this whole war, Pandemic Horde, Pandemic Legion, NC Dot, they've been the real churners of this war so far. Test just hasn't shown the numbers. But with that, they are starting to combine their forces against these objectives. And they are weekend warrioring this to boost their numbers. You know, most people are playing on the weekends because everyone has work during the week and this and that. But they are getting their objectives have to come out on the weekends for them to be successful. And the problem is that something like a Keepstar timer, you have to ref those on certain times during the week to be able to get the times that they need. You know, for something like an armor timer, they need it to be on a Saturday afternoon. So they need to hit the shield on Thursdays to be able to get that timer. And it's just when they lose an objective, like the armor timer that they completely refused to hit today in YTech 2, that gives them a whole momentum pushback of 4 to 5 days. That's 4 to 5 days where they cannot strategically hit that. Otherwise, it's useless to them.
But
know,
why are they so focused on this whole running around with pointy sticks cleaning the beach? I don't understand it. Are they going to move in?
They have to poke around. The thing is in my opinion, Test and enemies, and like I said, take this with a grain of salt. I think they don't know how they're going to invade Delve. They're just saying, okay, we have point B, and point B is destroy Delve. How do we get from point A to point B? Where is point A? And they are confusing themselves on where point A may be. Are they going to come in through Fountain and ZXP? Are they going to burn Quirios and come through Quirios? Are they going to burn Iridia and come through one SMEB? They don't know. We don't know.
I think we need one of those memes with the Monty Hall thing with the 3 doors where you point to them and put big plaques on it that says Iridia, Quirios, and Fountain, and then they have to pick one, and you can do the whole 3-door Monty thing.
Yeah, but we've already had the joke, Caleb. It's the oh god, what's the good old classic one of the American War Ministry? And when we fight the Germans, they're so effective because they don't know what they're doing, therefore we don't know what they're doing, and we can't plan against them.
I think Mifune, I'm pretty sure Mifune and I did almost the exact same thing with the Princess Bride on one of the fights.
Yeah, that was glorious. Like they don't, nobody knows, and I feel like that may just be me because I'm a line member. I'm not in the whole secret bullshit where everybody knows everything, but like just from a line member's perspective, nobody knows where the fuck they're coming from or what the fuck's gonna happen. For all I know, they're gonna burn Quirios, they're gonna burn Fountain, and then they're gonna say, okay, we're done, you guys can have Delve, but we took a big hit onto your allies. And it's like, okay, cool. Like Fountain's so easy to go on the offensive for, and that's why we didn't put up a fight for it. It is easier to be on the offensive side for Fountain than it is to be on the defending side. And that's exactly what we're waiting for, is to be on that offensive side for Fountain. And it'll, it's just a whole conflict of, is this war really happening? Like that's where I'm at. Is this an actual war, or is this just them saying, hey, we're going to poke you until we get bored?
Well, it's a we'll fight on our terms and our terms only. The only issue is they kind of, they said that this war was happening, so that's their terms, and them not sticking to it. It's kind of it shows their colors.
Well, I was more going to help Mifune with the same thing that we did last show, but apparently that doesn't work on the Americans because they don't know. Computer says no. So I'm just going to say, when you ask, is this a war? No, it's not a war yet. It's a prologue. It's a very, very, very horrible long solo interlude thing, which is mostly really saying that they've already won.
Hold it, we already lost?
Didn't you know?
Yeah.
Delve is vacated. It's empty. Goons are
out.
And
Caleb,
see, the issue is
lost because of that. The war's over because Lumio's joined their side. And once Lumio joins,
not Lumio. Oh no, not Lumio.
The war is over because, as Boat said, goons are poor, and we're unanchoring every single Keepstar within Delve as we speak. War is over.
I can't believe people fell for that.
That is the funniest thing ever, because you know what? This is the worst example of projection ever, because I will suspect that the actual attacking forces, at least many of them, are dirt poor. The only thing I hear from them is that they have no money, nothing material is coming in. And let's just remember that before TTT, I believe someone only had 50 billion left for their entire Alliance SRP. That's a fucking joke. Mm-hmm. That's how can you only have that amount of money for some of the most important things in your war machine? It's that's chump change. That's beer money.
Who was that?
It's documented. There's an article on INN. It's a bit old now, but it pretty much documents that whole thing and that whole statement.
You just can't.
I
tell
mean,
me who?
hell.
You're just gonna say it's an INN article. I'm not gonna tell you who. That's a secret.
He's trying to
Do
do
your own
clickbait.
freaking work, Eric. Go read something for a change. Jesus Christ, it's terrible.
It's that scene.
It's the mafia, the horde, pandemic mafia horde moves to high-sec. A Reaver article that's a bit old now, with lots of data and lots of facts. So enjoy if you want to go read that.
It's the meme from Lord of the Rings. All right, then keep your secrets.
Exactly.
Keep your secrets.
Well, let me link it in chat. You guys can grab it.
The meta show is at like 4 p.m., isn't it?
4 p.m.
Yeah,
for the
it's an
people
hour.
that are
2
asking.
hours.
2 hours. Okay, I got about
We're-
an hour and a half till I gotta
We'll
go
go
leave
15
for
minutes
work.
over since we're a little late because Eric had a work issue. He had to
Eric, are you trying to make me late for work? I got work at 4, man. I gotta leave at like 3. You trying to make
You
me
gonna
late?
leave an hour before work? Seriously?
More like because I get there half an hour early just to kind of help everything get moving. Because the shift changes at Wendy's are a little weird. Because we shift change like right before a huge rush starts. Like
Yeah.
the shift changes right before the dinner rush starts, and sometimes that dinner rush starts early. So I get there early to help out.
Can you fix the fries? Because they suck now.
Okay, so the fries I can't sadly fix, but what I can fix is the frosty machine, because at my store the vanilla frosty machine has been broken for the past 4 months. And they wheeled it out and they brought in a new one last week. And the new one wouldn't work either. And so I spent like an hour, like a complete hour, just looking at it while I was at work the other day, and I fixed it.
Did you plug it in?
I plugged it in. I did some wire tinkering that I probably shouldn't have done by health codes, but I did anyway, and I fixed it.
Can we just point out how Mifune is the perfect candidate for this show, and it's so great that he's actually joined. He segues to food as fast as Eric.
Talking about food. Eric's back on the keto trip, so my son will not eat at Wendy's because he had a friend that worked there, and they said they left the meat out in the open for too long a period of time, and so he just won't eat there anymore.
So let me explain something.
By the way,
on
that's
that.
not a bash on Wendy's.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
not an intentional bash.
No. So the thing is about Wendy's. Like, I'm going to say this compared to a movie theater, because I worked at a movie theater before I worked at Wendy's. But at the movie theater, you make popcorn, right? And where do you put that popcorn after it's made so it doesn't get cold? It gets put in a giant metal tin that is heated by bulbs for all hours of the day, right? And people may complain about stale popcorn, but statistically and scientifically speaking, as someone who fixed those warmers because I tinker and everything, I'm sorry, I speak with my hands.
Got a little Italian in you or something?
Yeah, no, I'm actually German and Irish. But the funny thing is that
you marry an Italian girl, your kids will be the angriest kids on the block. Okay, go ahead.
The whole point is that the food is kept warm so that it doesn't get cold and get stale, right? We do the same thing with the burgers at Wendy's. We have 2 grills. One of those grills is kept at a constant temperature that takes raw burgers and cooks them. Once those burgers are cooked, we shove them onto the other grill, and the other grill keeps them warm. Does the other grill slowly over time overcook the meat? Absolutely.
Yeah,
but the thing is that the grill person is trained to keep burgers on that warmer no longer than 30 minutes before tossing them. So they are kept on that warmer. Yes,
I thought they went into
there.
the chili.
So here's the thing. At the end of the night, so the grill, when you get skilled at the grill at Wendy's, you know when it's time to make more burgers and when it's time to just chill and wait, so that you don't waste raw meat. So those burgers that you make at 12:30 when the building closes at 1 a.m. and no one bought those 10 extra burgers, those burgers get chopped up and thrown in the fridge. The next morning, those burgers are recooked and then shoved into the chili. Mm-hmm. So yes, that is a thing. But I will say we do get a truck at 6 a.m. every single morning with fresh meat.
Yeah, when he was, and by the way, this I like. If I'm gonna eat a burger, I prefer Wendy's burgers. But I'm kind of an Arby's guy anyway. If I go to fast food, sorry. But yeah, I just don't like Wendy's fries. Right? Not that I can eat them on keto right now.
Right, the fries, I will agree, are not our strong point.
They used to be so good in the 80s, the fries. They changed them, and then they got terrible. But yes, I mean, it's the only place that has the fresh meat, right? And he's like, they leave the fresh meat out too long. And I'm like, if it's good fresh meat and it's fresh, it can be out a little longer, and you're okay. You gotta let meat be room temperature to cook it anyway.
The new breakfast potatoes, the breakfast fries are actually very good. The seasoning is very well on them. They're pretty good.
we had
now we just need to get him on whiskey and cigars, and he's a full-fledged member.
So I'm just going to say, I think we're scaring Sikander.
I'm a big fan of the Hoyo de Monterrey Excaliburs, and this is the first set of Dark Knights that I got. And I always go with the the number 1s or the number 2s with the light wrapper. But
you can start light and do vaping. There's some really nice
vape taste. I actually vaped for a little while, but sadly, United States laws had to change everything to 21. Can't have any fun in my life.
Wow.
At least you can
buy
a butter knife, okay? It's not like England. You can buy a butter knife here still.
I mean,
I can buy them here, Eric.
Don't you have to be
what are you on about?
Don't you have to be 35 to buy a butter knife without a doctor's note or something? 16. Okay.
You have to be 65 and you have to be accompanied by like 2/3 of your family in order to buy a butter knife.
Oh no, that's in Asia. That's in Asia.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been.
I only smoke cigars, guys, when I golf. I will have the occasional cigar when I golf. I don't. I just got these delivered because I've got a little more spare time in my life. So, and I have a big golf trip in 2 weeks, and a golf event that I'm golfing in a week or two or something. I don't know.
I can never get into golf. I'm a swimmer. I tried golf, I tried soccer, I tried football. Can never get into either of them.
It's because
I got into swimming
You're golfing for the wrong reasons. Now you're a young guy, all right? You're a young guy. You golf at the right golf course, and you can meet dates on the golf course because in the summer they have cart girls that bring little drinks to you.
He's actually studying music. Do you think he has problems meeting girls?
I don't have a problem meeting girls. Now finding girls that aren't bad shit crazy, that's the problem.
Oh, trust me.
I mean, you just got to come to the UK for that.
Actually,
we have some batshit crazy ones as well.
Shush, McLeod. I'm trying to paint Britain as better.
Well, it is better, but it's also
it's better in many ways. But we still have batshit crazy women.
You can really miss on that, right? You can pick up really crazy in Britain.
Mm-hmm.
But it is true, the quality is better. But if you want really high quality, you have to come to Scandinavia. But you need to bring your A game.
Hey, have you guys seen that guy that draws the graph of where you want to find your marryable type women and everything? Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, the whatchamacallit, they call it something line, right? There's the fucking line.
Have you seen that?
And if you go over it, it's like Psycho, and if you go under it, it's like
we got to find this link for Mafun because before he gets too much, he needs to understand.
It's a little bit chauvinistic, to be completely honest.
They have one for men too.
It's true. Okay, fair enough.
Well, but with men, it's funny because with women, it's the crazy hot scale. With men, it's the dumb hot scale.
I forget which one it was, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think I find a lot of that funny because I will tease my wife about it. Right? It's a regular thing. Like when I wished her happy anniversary on Facebook, right? I said, happy anniversary to the worst wife that I've ever had, right? And the response to it is, I'm the only wife that you've ever had, right? So she's the worst and the best, right? So it's just kind of like we harass each other like that. So it's not bad. I mean, it's all in how you
see. What's really funny is I should get every last one of you to do the rice purity test, which would be hilarious.
What the fuck is that?
Hold it. Time out. How many questions are on your purity test?
100.
Is that all?
It's out of 100.
Because the original purity test had 200. Back in
my high school days,
under BitNet, when it first came out.
in my high school experiences, my youngin experiences, there's 2 tests that every high schooler takes online, and that's the BDSM test, and the other one would be the rice purity test. So the rice purity test is basically 100 checkboxes full of like bad things, whether it be smoking to having sex without a condom or whatever, and you check off each one you did, and the lower your score, the less chances you have of going to heaven. It's made on some like Christian mom's website. It's hilarious.
It didn't start there.
So if you like, so basically, is it like the worst score you're actually Satan himself? Like,
like the worst score you could get is 0, and like if you get a 0 score, then you're like Satan himself.
Yeah, the original one just calculated your percent purity, and it was a big thing to do when you're a freshman in college, because that's the first time everybody got exposed to the internet in my time.
I love
that in that time, exposure to the internet was basically like it was like the fucking wild west, man.
Barely post
the craziest shit you could find.
Barely post acoustic.
I agree
coupler.
with the Parthney. It sounds more like a bucket list.
That's what most of us took it as.
We're sitting there going, all right, we can try it. Yeah. I mean, the sad thing is, like, my girlfriend and I at the time, we kind of used it as a little bit of a checklist.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
It sounds more like a fun night of comparing notes.
I'm just gonna say,
which ones did you get on the bucket list?
I don't know. I would say my rice purity test score is a 13.
That's pretty low, dude.
I've done a lot of stupid shit while I was in high school. I did a lot of stupid shit.
I'm just gonna do my theologian for a second. Are you Catholic?
No.
Not a problem.
I was raised Catholic, and that was because when I was in Philadelphia, I went to a Catholic school. Let's just say I used to be sort of religious when I was like, 8, 9 years old. But like after certain things that I won't mention came to light on the news and stuff about priests in Philadelphia, and I hope y'all know where I'm going from here. That's where I kind of just like was like, how about I don't do this whole religion thing?
Are you saying that you dodged the choir boy thing?
Yes, I dodged being in choir.
We clearly have to take, like, collectively next show. We have to take this live on the air.
Take what live on the air?
The purity test.
He's looking at it.
I am dodging next week.
Nice. Does it give a breakdown of all the answers, or is it just like? Score?
No, it's just a checkbox. Like you have done marijuana, and then you check it off, and then it takes the point off.
But this is unfair. What if I end up with a higher score?
I'm gonna help you out.
That's gonna make me look bad.
I'm gonna help you out here. The actual purity test, okay? And I found the one that we took when we were in college. It's 500 questions. Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is the original one. There's the 200, the 500, and the 1,000 ones, right? I think we took the 200 as the actual original. And it is actually the unisex omnisex purity test. And it's been around forever. And if you get 70%, you're good. And if you get 46% or less, Satan is your daddy.
So if you so we should say like if you get 46 or less, then you have to also have to take the BDSM one.
Go to puritytest.net. That's the one you got to take. That's the one we got to take.
Okay, seriously, will people actually literally get kicked out of Goons if they don't get a low enough score?
They're
I'm just thinking because I've heard that Satan is our daddy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Reddit would have you believe this week.
Why did Eric? This site looks like it's from the 90s. I swear.
Because it is.
I know it is, but like
I'm just gonna tell you, the purity test predates HTML. Okay, because I was there when HTML was created.
So the HTML version is actually updated.
You make it sound like you're there in the delivery room as it was being birthed.
It's very likely he was.
Well, close, because it was really making the rounds at the supercomputing centers, really in the U.S., right? As it came over from Europe, right? And they were the first adopters for a lot of the HTML, and HTML existed really, and really Mosaic was just the thing that started to interpret it that got distributed, right? So yeah, I was there. We were beta testing, alpha testing Mosaic, right? So yeah, I got to play around with cool things when I was young in the computing industry.
Well, you're old enough to be of the generation that actually literally wrote your own games from a magazine.
Well,
see,
you did that. I know you did. You did.
There was a time.
You did the writing of each line.
There was a time.
10 space and then the fucking functions and all that stuff. You did that. You sat there and wrote those games by hand.
Hey, at least he wasn't doing punch cards.
Hold on, I got to read what Brisk was saying, right? Hold on.
See, Brisk did that. I know he did that. I did that
while he was getting tires changed on his dinosaur.
Yes.
No, I'm old enough to remember in America, and it's probably be more for the Americans.
See, we wrote our own spam bots before there was spam bots. Literally,
there wasn't,
on our screen.
There wasn't spam to write when I started. No, I remember, and this is a good one for Brisk. I want to see his reaction to this and the other Americans, right? There was a time in the United States, if you were young enough, the JCPenney catalog was your porn. So I'm just saying. So let's. I'm just gonna look at the chats.
Just in the show here.
I was about to say, isn't that the Sears catalog? Yeah.
My wonderful wife brought the paper in today, so the weekend edition.
Oh
my God. I like an actual paper rather than reading
online. Internet
Sears.
Has
Sears. That's another good one. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's funny, but no, you want to take the 200 question purity test, which is what we took as freshmen in college, and it gets really funny. But yes,
the thing is that internet porn has absolutely spoiled my generation, entirely.
Why?
Mostly because it's free.
You guys can never do because none of you guys look up from your phone.
No, it's mostly because it's free.
No, it's mostly because it's free. Mostly because it's people get stigmatized from it. I've seen people get ED because they can't get an erection during actual sex because they have watched so much porn. It desensitizes them to the entire idea of actual sex.
I'm just looking at
porn and real sex is actually.
That was a low note. We're not going to end the show on a low note.
I'm sitting there going,
what?
If people don't understand because they're not from my generation, y'all don't understand. You're too old.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm willing to actually say here on an internet show.
I almost kind of want to jokingly say what? So your sex life isn't just blah 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 blah, but yeah, I kind of feel like that would probably break a few rules on Twitch.
I just kind of look at this saying, if you're surrounded by naked women that you can't touch, when you're with one that you can, you're just a little more excited. Maybe it doesn't work for your generation.
Yeah, it's not so much of a jump.
It's the Hugh Hefner experience, right? It's
can you tell that he's trying to sell Vegas again?
It's all about Vegas, baby.
That sounded like selling Vegas.
Vegas, baby. I'm too old for everything now, Carneros. Come on.
So what do we want to end the show on?
Nobody sells Vegas better than Drayden when he's drunk after Vegas.
Drunk after
dark,
Vegas.
maybe?
I'll tell you what. I just want to go to Vegas so I can drink and hang out with Carneros again, because he's a fun guy. I like him.
I want to go to Vegas because I want to meet y'all. Damn it! Like I've been to one.
For how many years?
I know that's what I'm saying. Like I can't. Like, 2 years until I could go to Vegas, and it sucks because like you hear all these great stories. People posted pictures on the Goon Fleet forum. You know, all these different things. Everyone having a great time, and I'm just sitting here. You know, it like for the week that Eve Vegas is last year for Vegas, I sat here in Eve crabbing with nothing to do, nobody on comms. You know, Theta Squad had like 20 people in the chat, which is nothing.
I can't remember.
Mifune, you can make 100 million ISK if you plug the thing that Apothny is pointing out.
I'm just gonna.
The Eve NT tournament. I have absolutely no clue what that is. I'm going to be honest with you.
That's how long it's been.
I'm going to be straight up honest.
Had one.
So,
well, anyways, we should plug that because that is going to be quite entertaining, and a lot of players have
we
been
don't even need the
ISK
to do it. I mean, we just it's an Eve thing.
Hell, the best thing would of course have been if Apothny was jumping in and doing it himself, but maybe he can do that next week and actually do some shout outs and names and talk about the good old days.
Yeah.
But definitely check out EVNT. It's really ramping up now. I don't know exactly where they are in the pre-fight thingies. I know that some of the old names are definitely going to be in there. Maybe not as commentators, because many of the commentators have been a little bit inactive. So you're most likely going to see some new names, which is going to be exciting.
Yeah, saying that, do they have... I presume they've got all of that stuff locked down.
Well, no, they are still not. They haven't filled any of the commentator positions yet, as far as I know. They are going to have a round very soon where they're going to start asking for commentators. But of course, it's the usual one where you have to actually show up and show that you actually understand what's going on in fights and all that shenanigans. And a lot of stuff has changed in EVE. So I think a few of the traditional faces are not necessarily going to be there this time around. But I hope that we can maybe use them to spin some narratives and stories about what is actually going on some of the other shows and get some historical perspective. So maybe get Apothny to come and talk about what's actually going on after they've happened.
Sounds like a plan.
It does.
So just to level set Vegas for you, okay, when you're ready and allowed to go. The last Vegas that we were at, it was really too cold to get in the pool, but some crazy Canadians may have got in the pool but we rented a little cabana, just hung out and everybody came and visited, right? So it was okay, well, we need 2 bottles of vodka because they had like a buy one get one free on good vodka or something stupid, like you weren't paying an arm and a leg for it to begin with, right? I think we went through 7, 8 bottles of vodka, a bunch of appetizers and food, and it was always like, our little hostess would come over and say, "Do you guys need another bottle of vodka?" And we'd look and we'd see like a half empty bottle of vodka. And then we go, yeah, let's have another one because it's the same price, right? Yeah, it's the same price. And they kept bringing them over. And then once the bottle came, we said, "Oh man, we better get going. We got a second bottle of vodka to drink. We better drink this half bottle down," right? And that was like all day. All day. It was terrible. Terrible.
It sounds like a fun night.
I was about to say, like, it was, and then you said terrible, and I was like, that doesn't sound right.
No, it wasn't like terrible at all. I was being sarcastic,
That was, yeah.
That was terrible.
I think you figured that much.
Everybody would come by, they'd sit for a while, they'd visit with us, we were there,
See, I forget who it was, but I could have sworn I saw a story at some point of someone like me who was underage and couldn't drink at Vegas, but he went to Vegas anyway, and he became like a personal Uber driver, and instead of like charging people money, he charged them ISK and like made them log into the game after he drove them home and send them ISK. I know he was in the Imperium. I can't remember who it was, but I read it in the Eve Hell dump on the forums at some point.
Oh god. I don't even want to know.
We definitely we have to.
I seem to remember that there was someone at Vegas who was underage. To be in certain locations, getting a few people, who got people booted out, and like basically got a lot of people fucking angry at Horde.
Oof.
Sikander Cole. That was she last time at Vegas, my wife experienced the somebody whom you don't know comes up and says, "Hi, Eric," blah 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 blah, and starts talking, and my wife was like, she like couldn't believe it. She was like shocked. Yeah. My wife was like, "Yeah, I don't get it." I'm like, "Well, I don't know. We become friends and know each other through this media and Eve and these shows and things, right? But yeah, that's true. She was shocked.
I'm just gonna say, given how much Sikander's around and his fanness, why has he never jumped on?
I remember Mittens said it really moved Mittens last Vegas. One of our court mates in Penn at the time. He actually got an infection the prior year and almost died, and he was basically paralyzed from the waist down, and he's been rehabbing forever, right? But he was in a wheelchair, so we're wheeling him around and everything, right? But he wanted to hug Mittens, so he stood up from the chair and gave Mittens a hug, and he was like, "Why?" Right? And it was just because, he appreciates everything that we do. But yeah, it was great. It was great. It's a great time. Great meeting everybody. You meet your friends. So yeah, all these meets are good. And you guys saw it earlier, right? With Scythe, right? Longtime friends formed out of a stupid video game, right? And so when your parents say you guys are just playing dumb video games when you're younger, or your other family members don't understand why you do these things, this is why we play Eve.
Yeah.
Because we have friends. And that,
Mom,
above all,
it's my internet.
Is why Eve endures. That's my one last thing.
Sorry. I was going to say, Mom, my internet spaceship friends want to meet up.
In Vegas, of all places.
Yeah.
Nah, honestly, do London. London is somewhat fun.
Yeah, London,
I would
the
like to go
drinking
to
age is
London,
18,
too.
right?
I would like to go to London, because then I could meet, a lot of the people over there in England that don't come over here. I could meet McLeod. It'd be great. I'd love it. You guys.
London was cool, but it was a lot more fun to do Amsterdam. I'm just saying, Amsterdam was way more fun.
There's a reason for that.
I got completely wasted with Jintan that gave me some really bad weed, and we ended up walking around doing actual literal window shopping. It was hilarious.
What were in the windows?
You don't know what's in the windows in Amsterdam.
I'm asking you for a friend.
Oh, you're asking for a friend. Yeah, okay.
I believe what's in the windows in Amsterdam is temptation.
Oh, I just thought
very
they
pretty,
had
and it was very funny.
live lingerie models or something. I don't know. I mean, sometimes stores do live models. No, okay. By the way,
it's just mannequins. It's just mannequins wearing lingerie, I swear.
Mannequins. Okay.
Around the church.
All right. Yeah, let's spin around. I did my one last thing because it was kind of, because it is getting a little late here, and I do have some things that I have to do. check my email for work. So let's start with you, Barghost.
Well, I was going to say, should we go back to front?
Should we go what?
Back to front. Mifune, McLeod, you, Caleb, then me.
That reminds me of something that Spanx used to use in H1Z1 as a question for new recruits, but we'll go over that next week, maybe.
Okay.
Mifune, that's you going first.
Yeah.
Okay, so in general, I guess what's good about next week, hopefully, the war does continue. I feel like, with Eve and whatnot. I am pretty excited to see how Labor Day weekend and everything with the fall to come affects the war. Like, I think it would be pretty darn hilarious to see a huge battle happen on Halloween night. And then someone like Pro God is going to pull a I have to get out from my desk to give kids candy move instead of I have to get up and do my laundry. He's going to have to get up and give candy. That would be funny. But just I feel like the war chugging that has been going so far has slowed down. And I do hope that it picks up soon. Otherwise, this war is going to be shorter than expected.
McLeod.
I mean, we don't actually have anything, man. Like,
plug yourself then.
What?
Plug yourself. The awesome stuff you're doing with the New World Order.
Oh god, all right. Well, I mean, you know, we're essentially this whole New World thing is kind of going on at the moment, in like for like about like 8 or 9 more days. But we're basically just like trying to stream as much of it as we can, because although people are getting into it and finding the you know the New World kind of the game kind of recently. A few of us have actually been playing it for quite some time, and we've been wanting to sort of showcase it for quite a long while. So we're kind of doing that, and also we're also giving away merch as well. So you know, in a giveaway. So other than that, like, you know, I've been that's pretty much all I've been doing. Like most of the week is streaming, playing, and putting together a channel and troubleshooting issues with putting together a channel and doing things that I don't normally generally tend to do.
Well, it's been great over there. I've been watching it a little bit, but I've missed all the big fights, so I'm still waiting to actually get the chance to.
There's a big fight that we're going to be doing like around about Meta Show sort of time. So I wouldn't want to say go watch us rather than Meta Show, because like it's a fucking, you know, you're like, you know, people watching are Eve nerds, not like, you know, New World nerds. So but if you want to watch, if you want to listen to Meta Show and like watch sort of New World, that's fair enough. Like either or, like whatever.
Choices yours, of course. 2 things on mine. The one is just a very short one to Mifune. I think Mifune really needs to go and check up on tournament stuff, because I think he would actually really like it, and especially because when you're talking tournament commentary, it has a lot of overlap with war commentary, and there's a really good thing to pick up over there. Definitely something I think you would get interested in. Second one is, kids, don't do echoes. It's a gateway drug to EVE Online.
Fucking gateway drug.
Yeah.
All right,
new Facebook group, Mothers Against Eve Echoes.
Yep.
Barghost?
So I'm just gonna give me 2 seconds, Eric. I just want to bring something.
All right, you do that, and I'll make a comment here. All right, you need to post a sign, Mifune, on your door, okay, that this is a toll road, and in order to come through the door, you must bring cookies and milk. Okay, there's just got to be rules in your house. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, what's really funny is I actually ordered a whiteboard from Amazon so that my family knows when I'm on stream, and like not to just bust in talking about the randomest shit. My mother came in and told me that she was leaving for the grocery store and reminding me that I had work in an hour.
Hey,
so
that's what moms do, you know. They're all right.
Yeah.
You know. By the way, I am on question 39 of the purity test. Although
you're gonna fail it.
The rice one,
Just
the one
give
I
up.
gave you.
no, the real one.
The real one. Okay.
The 500 question one. That when you're freshmen, and back in that day when Bartles and James wine coolers were a thing for the girls, you all sat around your room in a circle and you ask each other these stupid questions, and it was great. Icebreakers. But I'm sitting there going, wow, yeah, I remember. I can't believe I answered some of these in front of chicks that I didn't even know at first. That's pretty good. Wow, these are some crazy questions.
These are really weird questions, like Russian fingers. What the hell?
Really?
I'm sorry, my youngin terms do not know what this stuff is.
What might you what might you do with those?
Well, I can only assume, but I'm gonna have to look it up on Urban Dictionary at this point.
See,
this question
that's another thing
predates
that
the
didn't
Urban
exist
Dictionary
back
for
in the
crying
old
out
days.
loud.
Urban Dictionary is the greatest tool to learn like young slang ever.
All right, Zoomer.
Yeah. Whatever.
I just thought it meant you dated Russian girls.
Nah, I thought it was something else that I was kind of right.
How did you not know it was third base?
I'm sorry. I've never heard these terms unless they was like a 60-year-old.
So in the U.S., you kind of do the relationship, how far you've got with a girl by, the bases around, the baseball diamond, right? Do you guys ever use that, like first base?
No,
base?
we don't use that.
You're a Zoomer. I don't even know what baseball is anymore.
Like, I know what baseball is, and I know what you're referring to, but it's like in my generation, nobody uses that garbage anymore.
We don't use it, but like anybody who's watched like any of the fucking American Pie films knows what they mean.
American Pie film.
We just don't use it ourselves. Like
we just don't use it. It's more of just
really? Hold it.
I hooked up with her last night, or I did this, or whatever. Like nobody uses bases anymore. To us, it's just kind of ridiculous and not useful.
Not useful. That's because everybody's got ED and you can't do anything with a girl in your age anymore.
You're not wrong. Like, look at the statistics. Look at the statistics. In my generation, there are more people that have ED in my generation than any other generation since 1946.
No
like,
wonder.
Look at the statistics.
No wonder
I want to make a
commercials
comment, but it's just not going to go well.
I think the Brits should stay out of this topic.
Yeah, probably.
Brisk, really, do you not know what third base is? Brisk knows.
Brisk thinks it's a hip hop group, and he only knows the song "Pop Goes the Weasel."
We use Keep Stars.
I wish that was the case, but he's actually
third Keep Star.
See, I knew he would know that song because I know he's a little bit of a hip hop boy.
Pop Goes the Weasel.
So, Eric, shall I do my one last thing?
Yeah, do your one last thing. We're going down the hill quickly here.
Yeah. So, seeing as I opened the show, I think I'm going to close it. Thank you all for coming to this week's Push to Talk, the talk show dedicated to the new NetEase game, Eve Echoes.
See, it was great, but on my end, you completely went robot because of Discord.
Yeah, you went robot on my end too.
We just heard. We'd like to close the show. Eve Echoes.
Is that what everybody on the stream heard? That's what I heard.
Jesus.
By the way, Hiram Maxim, since you mentioned that, somewhere out there on YouTube there is a YouTube thing, and it's just the sound. They used to do these little comedy skits, and it's I will find it for us for the next thing, but hurting when burns when you pee is part of it, and it's kind of funny. And it is even, we could even play it on Twitch. It's not bad. It's not that off color. It's just a little off color. So, all right. Discard bars were red the whole time.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
So I don't know how you guys got me roboting and chat got me clear. It's odd.
So much boomer going on. Well, you know, actually, there are no boomers on the show. So we have no boomers here. So that's even.
Strangely enough,
boomers are older than me.
That's the age gap we're missing. Yeah.
Boomers are older than me. I am actually Gen X. So, as is probably Carneros and probably Brisk. Probably all Gen Xers. I'm guessing.
I mean, Epophany does have it right. It's more an attitude thing than an age at this point.
Boomers and
Hey,
Zoomers.
at least we don't have any Karens on the show, like, because no one would watch that. As everyone looks confused.
No,
That
I'm
is
not
true.
confused. I know. I'm just trying
We're
to think.
considering doing drag next show.
I was trying to think of a good Karen example because I was sure some people were not going to get the Karen reference.
I can't wear a mask because I have a medical condition that prevents me from
No, that's
breathing.
just whining. That's just whining. That's not a Karen thing. It's just no.
I want to speak to the manager. My McDonald's burger isn't perfect.
Oh, come on, nothing. You could have at least said your Wendy's burger.
Push the button, Eric. Push the button. Yeah.
We're out of here. By the way, Chris, that was hilarious. Wait, I gotta put. Here's the end. Later.